Hi, and thank you for watching Witnessing to the Witnesses. My name is Robin. I'm a Christian. In this video, I would like to look at the WatchTower and how it uses quotes from outside sources of the WatchTower. Even though the WatchTower teaches its membership not to read internet websites or publish materials from Evangelical Bible Believing Christians or churches that produce different things, they discourage their membership from reading things that are outside that of the WatchTower Bible Tract Society. Yet, the WatchTower Bible Tract Society, in its many publications of magazines and books and internet web pages, they quote Christians and non-Christians who are not affiliated nor support the organization. They quote people whose beliefs would be in complete contradiction to that of the WatchTower doctrines. It's like me saying I believe Jesus is God, and then the WatchTower saying, well, we don't believe Jesus is God, and then them quoting me in support of their articles. It's crazy. But this is what they do. And in their internet website, one of the articles I read about 2 weeks ago had a quote from John Calvin. And they quoted John Calvin in part. From John Calvin's quote, you would never know what the original content of what John wrote. You would never know it from the quote, the words they took from John Calvin's published works. Thankfully, I did find the source of John Calvin's quote, and what the WatchTower Bible Tract Society did was misquote John Calvin. They purposely left out words from what John Calvin said and then inserted this partial quote into their article. And it made it seem as if John Calvin was teaching the same things that the article was teaching. This is extremely dishonest and misleading. They did the same thing with R.C. Sproul. I think it was about 2 years ago I read an article in one of the Awake magazines where they quoted R.C. Sproul. If you don't know R.C. Sproul, I'm familiar with his ministry and works. He's produced a great amount of things to help Christians and has a great ministry. He's still alive today. What he believes is in complete contradiction to that of the Bible and WatchTower Bible and Tract Society, yet they quoted him in his magazine. Well, in their magazine, in the article, they quoted him. They only quoted him in part, and again, they tried to make it seem as if Sproul was teaching what the article was teaching. They do this also in their book, Should You Believe in the Trinity? Now, this book should only be one page with the answer no, because this is what the book is teaching. Should you believe in the Trinity? No, they would say, because every page of here is trying to shoot down the idea of the doctrine of the Trinity. And on page 7, they bring up the Ante-Nicene Fathers as if the Ante-Nicene Fathers don't believe Jesus is God or the Trinity and so forth. This is completely bogus. They actually put words in Justin Martyr's mouth as if he said them when he didn't, and then misquote him as if he is supporting what they're saying in this article. Let me read. On page 7 it says, Justin Martyr, who died about 165 CE, called the pre-human Jesus a creator angel, who is... Let me just stop there. The sentence goes on, but I'm going to stop. What they're saying here is Justin Martyr called the pre-human Jesus a created angel. There's no quotes. The WatchTower simply says it and states it as if Justin Martyr said it, but he never said it. Here's the actual quote, and this sentence continues on. Quote, other than the God who made all things, close quote, period. Let me read that little quote, what can you understand? What can you get from this quote? Other than the God who made all things. What can you understand about what Justin Martyr said? You would have no clue what Justin Martyr was saying in its original context unless you were reading the original works of Justin Martyr where it had this quote. You would have no clue. What the Watchtower does here is take a part of what Justin Martyr said from one of his works and insert them into this as if to teach that Justin Martyr didn't believe in the doctrine of the Trinity, therefore Jesus would not be God. This is completely fabricated. This is a lie and deceptive. Justin Martyr never said that Jesus was a created angel. Never said it. There's no support for this. Also, I think the reason why the Watchtower doesn't give footnotes here in this article is because if someone actually looked up the original sources, they would see that these people didn't say this or didn't believe what the Watchtower is insinuating the early church fathers believed. This is extremely deceptive, but to the faithful member of the Watchtower organization who has submitted their wills and their minds to the organization, they're going to buy right into this lie, thinking that there is validity for the Watchtower, in that the early church fathers did not believe in the doctrine of the Trinity, or did not, or supports what the Watchtower is teaching today. And that's very misleading. The reason why I know about these original sources is because of this book, and I would encourage you to get it. Yes, You Should Believe in the Trinity by Christina Harvey. She actually, her and I guess others, did the homework and did the great work to find out where the Watchtower quoted the early ante-Nicene fathers from. And we needed that because the Watchtower didn't provide the footnotes in its magazine here. Also, concerning John 1:1, the Watchtower has mistranslated John 1:1 in that it reads the word was a God in its New World Translation. Now this is a mistranslation. But again, the Watchtower has used quotes or pointed to books in support of their mistranslation of John 1:1. On their website, they point to the New Testament in an improved version upon the basis of Archbishop Newcomb's new translation with a corrected text 1808, and the word was a God. Now, concerning the Society's quoting of this verse in support of their claim that Jesus is a God, Peter Barnes notes the following, quote, "The New Testament in an improved version based upon Archbishop Newcomb's manuscript was not published until years after Newcomb's death, when his original text came into the possession of the Society for promoting Christian knowledge and the practice of virtue. Unitarians are the same as Jehovah's Witnesses in that they refuse to believe the deity of Jesus Christ." They quoted another cult member or another cult book to produce or to try to show validity for their mistranslation of John 1:1 in the New World Translation. They also point to the emphatic Diaglott, the interlinear reading by Benjamin Wilson. That was a Christadelphian product. Again, not a Christian source, another cult source. It seems that they quote anyone and anything in context or out of context. They say they said something or when they didn't, as in the ante-Nicene fathers that I just showed you. And they do all this to somehow build support for the organization and what it's teaching. And that is dishonest and deceptive. I hope you could use this to God's glory in revealing truth and error from to the member of the WatchTower Bible Tract Society. May God bless you in your efforts in reaching the lost.